Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are testing out a foundation. I'm going to be looking at the new Covergirl Trublend Matte Made Foundation. I'm so excited to test this one out. Nikia Joy, who is here on YouTube, she's like my oily skin queen. She tests out foundations and she absolutely loved this foundation. She compared it to the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is coincidentally my favorite foundation as well. So I'll be interested to see how this guy holds up on my skin. I'm so excited to test it out. So if you're interested in seeing how this guy lasts on my super oily skin, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's get the boring stuff out of the way. This is what the bad boy looks like. It comes in a glass kind of container with a black lid. It does come with a pump, which is awesome. And what I love about the pump is that actually, I don't know if you can see it on here, it has little details just here that says that you can lock it. So if you happen to lose this lid and you want to take this one traveling, it's not going to pump out and spill all throughout your makeup bag. So that's awesome. Love that. So I have this in the shade L60 and it comes in a bunch of shades with heaps of different undertones, which is amazing for a drugstore foundation. So just quickly pulled up the Covergirl website so we can have a quick look and see what the claims are about the foundation. So this is the shade range. So as you can see, there are 40 different shades and we do have some really light ones up here, mid-tones, and then actually quite a few options for deeper skin tone, which is amazing. So the chances of finding a shade that matches you is a lot higher than it usually is at the drugstore. Now it says here, from your favorite Covergirl foundation line comes a matte formula that isn't drying or caking. Tick. Trublend's matte made formula is developed with the Flexi Hold technology, which creates a strong yet flexible film on the skin for durability and comfort, while mattifying powders absorb oil and minimizes pores for a soft, matte, flawless finish. And it says up to 12 hours wear, which is awesome. I am all for anything that's going to help reduce my oils, minimize pores, and smooth my skin. I want something that's going to last. Typically my work day is like 12-13 hours, so I need my foundation to be lasting throughout that entire time. And I really hate having to touch up. I know it's a necessity if you have oily skin, but it's literally so annoying. I just want to put my foundation on and know it's going to last and not have to be like, oh, hang on, I'm going to need to go blot and powder my face now. So that is what I'm after in a foundation. So I picked this up from Priceline and it retails for $19.95, but I did pick it up on sale. I think they had a 40% off sale. So I think I got this for like $13, which is like such a bargain. Killer! So while I was in Priceline and Covergirl was having that huge sale on, I decided to pick up their primer as well. So this is the primer that I picked up. It's the Covergirl Trublend Base Business Pore Minimizing Primer. They did have kind of two options of these new primers out, so I got the one that was more mattifying because that's what I'm after in a primer. I want something that's going to control my oil, so that's why I picked up this one. And I love that it's going to be pore minimizing as well. Anything that can help to reduce the look and size of my pores, I'm all for. So on the back, the claims that this primer is to visibly reduces and blurs pores while mattifying shine, which is awesome. Creates the perfect canvas for foundation, long-lasting, weightless feel. It's oil-free, fragrance-free, and suitable for all skin types. I'm going to prime half of my face with the Rimmel Stay Matte primer. You guys know that's like my holy grail drugstore primer and I use that in most of my videos. But then on this side, I'm going to use this primer so we can test out the foundation and we can also test out the primers. So let's just jump right into the demo. So I have done my normal skincare. I've cleansed, toned, and also moisturized, and that's been sitting on my skin for well over an hour now. So everything should be all sunk in. We're going to start off with primer. So like I said, on this side of my face, I'm using the Stay Matte primer from Rimmel. This is one of my holy grail primers. I absolutely love it, especially for the price at the drugstore. It is so good. I'm actually like totally almost out of it. Let's apply this to the face, so I'm just going to dot it over this side and rub it in. Feels weird only priming like one side, like, I don't know, it feels odd. Priceline always has like the tape on the products and it's so annoying to get off. And then on this side, I'm going to use the Covergirl Trublend Base Primer. So it comes out purple, which is a little bit scary. So I'm going to dot that over my face. I don't really know how much to use, so I hope that that's enough. So I'm just going to rub it in. It smells quite nice. It's a lot more like liquidy feeling, like lotiony feeling than the Rimmel one. The Rimmel one feels more like a kind of cream, like a heavy cream. This is more like a lighter lotion. Normally pore minimizing primers I feel kind of have that silicone-y kind of feel to them. When I think of pore minimizing primers, my brain instantly goes to like the Benefit Professional, that kind of feeling. This doesn't really have that feeling to it. It definitely feels like a lotion. I'm gonna let this sink in for another couple of minutes and just leave it to make sure it's kind of set before I go in with the foundation, because applying a foundation onto a wet primer kind of defeats the purpose, so I want to make sure that this is set and ready to go before I go in with the foundation. Okay, so I'm back. I've had the primer sitting on my skin for about 2 or 3 minutes since application. The Rimmel one definitely feels a lot smoother and isn't tacky. This one still maybe is feeling a little bit tacky, which might be a good sign to help kind of like stick the foundation to my skin. Now I'm definitely looking matte on both sides. I don't have any kind of shine to my skin, which is awesome. I love to have a matte canvas to start off with my base, so hopefully the foundation application will be nice and smooth. But let's just jump in and whack that baby on my face. I'm going to be going in with a damp beauty blender today to apply the foundation. I'm just going to apply, I don't know how many pumps, like maybe 2 pumps. We'll start with 2 pumps, and I hope this shade is like okay as well. 1, 2. So that is what we're looking like. The consistency is quite thick. It's not really running down my hand at all. The shade looks to be rather pink, but I mean, I am quite pink. I hope it doesn't darken at all, because it's kind of looking like it might be a little bit too dark if it does oxidize, and especially when it's that kind of pink shade as well, I tend to kind of look like a pink floating head, but we will see. I'm going to get my mirror open, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit on my finger, and I'm just going to dot it. Oh, doesn't look too bad. The smells very similar to the Healthy Elixir foundation, which I absolutely love, so hopefully it'll be a similar look to that one, but just maybe controlling my oils a little bit more. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. And then we're going to go in. Coverage is quite good. I'll definitely bring this down my neck today. But it's definitely covered up a lot of that redness from my breakouts on my face at the moment. Also, my skin, just for those who are wondering, I have quite oily skin, large pores, sensitive acne prone skin as well. So I'm after something that will have a decent amount of coverage, but I don't want something that looks really thick and cakey, especially for an everyday foundation. I want something that's going to cover but still look natural and skin-like on the face, but something that's also long-lasting. I feel like it's a very hard combination to find, something that's long-lasting, mattifying, but also doesn't kind of create a mask or a thick cakey layer on your skin. So that's kind of what I'm after in a foundation. I'm going to avoid just going too far under my eyes, because I am going to apply concealer, and I don't want to be like layering up too much foundation in those areas. That is the 2 pumps on the face. Do bear in mind that I haven't popped it up underneath my eyes. I would say it is a light coverage. Oh no, it's not a light. I'd say it's like a light to medium coverage with the 2 pumps. I definitely want to go in and apply a little bit more. The colour's not actually looking too bad. I think it's actually not too bad at all. I felt like the coverage was maybe better, but as I've blended out, I definitely see I've still got redness. My skin does look even though, and for a kind of natural everyday foundation, I'd probably maybe apply a little bit of concealer on those kind of trouble areas, but my skin does look nice and healthy still. At the moment, I still have a little bit of a shine going on my skin. I'm not completely flat matte, powdered matte, which is nice. It still looks like skin, but I'm definitely going to go in with a second pump. But I'll zoom in so you can have a quick look and see what 2 pumps kind of looks like. Okay, so this is what 2 pumps looks like on my skin. I've turned down the ring light so you can kind of see a little bit better. So definitely still have some like luminosity to the skin. Like I said, I'm not like a powdered flat matte, but you can definitely see redness from my chin breakouts. And then through here, definitely still some redness. So my pores are looking really smooth. Like really, really smooth. Okay, so we're gonna go in with another 2 pumps. So 1, 2. And again, I'm just going to dot that on my face, especially just around this chin area where I'm having a lot of those breakouts. More so in the center of my face. And we'll see if this will build. I think I just need a little bit more on my forehead as well. It seems to be building quite nice. It's not looking really heavy or cakey, which is awesome. That second layer has definitely amped up the coverage on those kind of breakouts as well, which is good. I don't know about the color. I feel like I look a little bit pink. But maybe we can fix that up with bronzer and concealer and powder later. Okay, so this is what we are looking like after 4 pumps on the foundation, which is actually quite a lot. My skin itself doesn't look matte or flat, definitely doesn't have like a super powdery finish. It's created like a nice healthy texture to the skin. My pores are looking really, really smooth and minimized, which is awesome. It's not settling into any fine lines at the minute. The coverage is really, really good without looking super mask-like. I feel like this actually still looks like skin. You can kind of still see your skin's like texture through it, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't look completely like an absolute mask on my face, which is awesome and what I like. So yeah, it's maybe settling a little bit into my forehead lines, but I'll zoom you guys in so you can have an up close look at the foundation. So this is what the skin is looking like. Everything's looking quite smooth. I don't think I can tell a difference between... Oh, actually, maybe the Rimmel one, I think, is maybe looking a tiny little bit more smooth in the pores. I'll zoom you in a bit more so you can see. So this is the pores on the Rimmel side, and then this is the pores on the Covergirl side. I definitely think that the Rimmel side looks smaller, my pores on the sides of my nose. This is what the forehead's looking like. As I said, it's kind of settling into this kind of line up here, but I mean, that happens with most foundations. And that is what my chin is looking like. So it's covered quite well. I wouldn't say it's a full coverage foundation, but for an everyday foundation, I think it covers what I want it to cover. So I'm going to apply the rest of my face and then I'll be back. The time is now just before 11 o'clock. So we'll start the foundation wear time at 11 o'clock. I'll apply the rest of my face and I'll come back and I'll let you know my thoughts of the application of the rest of my face, see if I notice any differences. I will set my face with powder and I will also use my MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer, which I absolutely love, but it does help to minimize my oil production as well. So just so you know. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. I'll be back shortly and we'll have the rest of our face on. So guys, I'm back. I finished with the rest of my face. The time is now 12:30. So I've had the foundation on for an hour and a half so far, and so far so good. I didn't have any issues with applying my concealer or my powder, so everything else went on perfectly fine as usual. I'll zoom you guys in now so you can have an up close look at the skin. I'm definitely feeling nice and matte. There's no oils kind of shining through, but my skin doesn't look powdered or cakey, which is amazing. So I'll zoom you in and we can have an up close look at the skin. Okay, so this is what the skin is looking like. My pores, I feel, do not look emphasized at all. They're looking nice and smooth, and my skin doesn't feel cakey or overly powdery, but still feels nice and matte. I haven't had very much sinking into my lines on my forehead, maybe a little bit up here because I have applied my makeup, which meant my eyebrows were like lifted, so it's maybe settled a little bit there, but nothing in my smile lines so far, which is good. The color is looking okay. I definitely feel like it did maybe get a shade darker once I finished applying the rest of my concealer and powder. So I'm really happy with it so far. So I'm going to go about the rest of my day. I'm going to come back in a few hours and we'll do a check-in. Also, if you're interested in this makeup look, there will be a tutorial coming up. I'm using the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. This is the Ring the Alarm palette. If you're interested, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. But yeah, I'm going to go about the rest of my day and I'll be back in a few hours and we'll do a check-in and we'll see where the skin is at. Hey guys, so I'm back. The time is now 9:30 and I am absolutely so freaking impressed with this foundation. I cannot believe how good my skin looks after 10.5 hours worth of wear. What my skin is looking like now is sometimes what my skin looks like after about 1 hour's worth of wear of foundation. I've got a slight dewiness and shine coming through, but it's nothing that I would even feel that I need to blot or powder with, and that's after 10.5 hours worth of wear. So it is absolutely insane. I'm going to zoom you in, turn down the ring light so you can have an up close look at the skin, and we can also see what side's looking better. Remember, this side had the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer and then this one had the Trublend Covergirl Primer. So zoom you in, we'll turn everything down so we can have an up close look at the skin. So this is what the skin is looking like. As you can see, I'm a tiny little bit shiny here. This is just the highlight through here. A little bit shiny across my nose. It's got a little bit crusty on the bottom of my chin here, but seriously, it's nothing that I would be concerned about. I've lost a little bit of coverage on the inside of my nose here as well. I haven't really had any kind of settling or creasing or cracking through my smile lines, which is insane. And also my forehead is looking amazing. It hasn't really settled into my forehead lines at all. Nothing in my middle of my forehead here, which is insane. I always get creasing inside my kind of brow frown lines here, and I have literally nothing, which is so amazing. My skin is looking luminous, but I wouldn't say I'm looking overly shiny or dewy. I'm just kind of looking lived in, if that makes sense. I'm so impressed with this foundation. I don't have any words to describe how excited I am by this foundation. It is insane, life-changing. Now, comparing the sides, this is the side that had the Trublend primer on, and this is my Stay Matte primer. Look, I can't really see any difference between the sides, so this is what the pores are looking like here. This is what the pores are looking like here. I don't feel like, I may be feeling a little bit more shiny on my forehead here than I am on this side, but I think that they're very similar and super comparable. I don't think I could tell really a massive difference on my skin. So yeah, for a first time try of that primer, I'm really impressed. So guys, after 10.5 hours worth of wear, I am absolutely so thrilled and excited by this foundation. If you have oily skin, you need to check this foundation out, especially because I set it just using my drugstore Perfect Match Rimmel powder. Normally, if I'm really wanting foundations to last up on more oily skin, I'll need to go in with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. That is a great powder if you have oily skin, but even just using this drugstore powder, this foundation has not budged. I am so impressed. This is my new Holy Grail foundation from the drugstore. I definitely think it's comparable to my Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I absolutely love. I don't think any other foundation has made my skin look just as good as the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and this is like less than half the price, which is amazing. It has been rainy and dreary here in Sydney, so I'm not going to say it beats Estee Lauder Double Wear, because Estee Lauder Double Wear has got me through some hella hot days. So because today's been really cold and rainy, I haven't really ventured outside too much. I have gone out. It has been raining a little bit on my face, so I haven't noticed it disturbing the makeup, which is good, but I would want to test this out and see how it wears on a super hot day. I'm going to keep wearing this throughout the rest of the weeks, and I'll keep you updated down below in the description box, let you know how I'm getting on with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like, thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already, so don't miss out on any of my new videos. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.